Welcome to the Energy Hour Podcast. Get ready, because it's loud, funny, and we're ready to shake things up. You know, the guys started this journey as renewable energy experts since 1993, by the way, thinking they were just here to save the planet, hug the trees, and protect the whales. But guess what? They dug deeper, and this rabbit hole opened up a whole new world. Now they talk about everything: home improvements, real estate, house flipping, and just life in general, bringing you not only the latest on solar and renewable energy, but also inside tips from house flipping gurus, real estate investors, tax experts, Airbnb pros, and so much more. It costs you nothing to tune in, but ignoring them? Well, that could cost you big time and missed opportunities. Blowing the whistle, spilling the beans, and giving you the real scoop on everything from solar panels to flipping homes, tax liens to mobile homes. The Energy Hour Podcast. And now, here's your hosts, Christopher Moss, Robert Musikowski, and Steven Laserson.
What's going on, Southern California? My name is Christopher Moss. I am your host on the Energy Hour Podcast, and welcome. It's Happy Monday. I think it's December 2nd. I might be wrong. I'm always a day late or a dollar short, but never money opportunities come in. I'm there with everybody, okay? Hey, so it's December. Where did this year go, right? I mean, think about that for a second. We're sitting here, we're trying to do everything that we do through life. You got your kids, you got your job, you got everything going on, and before you know it, Santa Claus pops up again. I hate that guy. Santa Claus is here again. And every time I get involved with this guy, it usually costs me a few grand, right? And it is what it is. So I'm not going to complain too much. I'm not. I'm just going to get it done, right? So we're going to do a couple of different things here today. One of the most important things that I'm going to get involved with you today is share my Victorville flip. Now, Kathy and Victor and I went out to an auction and we bought a house, I'm just going to say for $400,000, right? And after this flip is over, we're doing the ARV. ARV is, you already know, right? If you don't know house flipping, you don't know what ARV is. You need to ask me what that is, right? So the total ARV is going to be about $47,000 to get this done, right? So it is what it is. You got to spend the money. You got to do it, and it's just part of the process. Remember, you get something ugly, you got to fix it up. That's the ARV. Hint, hint. And you got to sell it, right? So we got to get something ugly. We get it cheap at auction because the people before us couldn't afford the rent or the payments. And then all of a sudden, the bank's got to collect what they need to get back. And that's usually the house. It forecloses, and then we get notice of the foreclosure. So what happens is our company, Quality Home Improvement and CMYC Investments and GMYC Investments, we get together and we buy these houses cash. No, we don't go out and get a loan or, kind of flounder along and say, I wonder if I can just do this. No, it's not how it is. When we show up to auction, we got to have cashier's checks, right? So cashier's checks are one of the main feeds of the house flipping business. You got to have money on hand, not only to buy the house. When you buy it, you have to fix it up when you're done. So if you're thinking that you can get away with murder on this stuff and not put any money down or borrow a loan and stuff like that, there are many different avenues and ways that are financially creative to get into this business. You just got to know which path to take, right? And that's where I come into play and can teach you how to do this business very simply. So that being said, we all purchased this house in Victorville, California, and $400,000 was the purchase price. The house is worth $580,000. You understand? Do you see the margin there, right? So after we take away the real estate fee, the broker fee, and everything else, we're probably going to make $95,000 to $100,000 in positive cash flow. And it's only going to take us 60 days to do it. Tell me one position anywhere on the planet besides robbing a bank, maybe a crack dealer, a meth addict, one of those cocaine houses that, the Sentinel cartel controls. Tell me one place on the planet, you can't do this 9 to 5, right? That you can make $100,000 in about 60 days, right? There's a lot of things to think about, but in 60 days, we can turn and burn a house, depending on the significance of the ARV. And my buddy Aaron out there right now in Victorville will tell you that it's not easy. There's a lot of prep work. Aaron is probably one of the best painters and drywall guys. This guy is multi-talented. Aaron Hollingsworth, right? And he works for us in these ARVs. And right now he's up in Victorville. God bless him. Hey, Aaron, appreciate you, man. You're doing a great job, by the way. All of us appreciate you. So what happens is we're all sitting up there and we're kind of just waiting for payday. So you buy the house at auction, right? You contract with some of these amazing people that know their, I'm going to say, ASS from the hole in the ground, right? They kind of know how to do it, and they solve these problems. So not only when you get the house, you gotta record the deed, you got to make sure that all these other, these things are in place for you to have a successful purchase. So once that's done, you got to acquire the house, and then you got to drive up, right? I'm going to show you some before pictures in the beginning. Now, I've shared these on LinkedIn and other places, Instagram, all these other little social media places. And you can see that, in the beginning, you got to just do it right the first time. You just can't mess around. So let me give you some steps. Here's the first thing on the Victorville flip that we had to do. First, you got to drive by it. You got to see what you're getting involved in, right? So if it's in California, you live in California, you got to get in your car prior to the auction. And it doesn't mean if you're going to get the house or not. You're not guaranteed anything. So you got to put the work in, right? So you got to drive to these places that you would love to get based on the income or the money you have to purchase the house. You got to drive there. You got to do a little, what does that mean, Victor? Call it. You got to do a little recon, right? You got to jump a fence. Not that I really do it all the time. Maybe I do. So you got to jump a fence. You got to look in the backyard. You got to peer through the windows. You got to see what's going on. And if the drywall is cut from the bottom up, don't even think about it. It's a marijuana house. It's been in drugs. The house has been seized by the federal government. And if it's part of an HOA, forget it, right? Forget it, because those HOA fees will stack up. And we've had to pay those, unexpectedly. It's like, surprise, we're here. So, we're paying an HOA fee and back taxes and everything else. And, you thought you're going to spend $50,000 to get this thing done. And now you're spending a little bit more than that. You're not just paying 50, you're paying 75 because all the unexpected things. But if you want to learn the angles and what not to do, we can show you that process by going to cmycinc.com. It's actually, I think it's here in one of my slides. Let me see right here. Here's the website. Sorry, I got to flip around. At the bottom of this page right here, there's a little website address. You need to copy that. Then you need to go to that website and click on House Flipping Academy. It all starts from there. First, you got to put in the effort, right? You got to put the effort in. You got to say, you know what? I am sick and tired of the 9 to 5. I am sick and tired of the 9 to 5. And you know what? Chris is totally right. I keep going back and forth. I'm bouncing around. Boom, boom, boom. Chris is totally right. Not only is he crazy, he's totally right about this. I have a really good feeling about what he does. And then you know what? I'm not just going to tell you. I'm going to show you how it's done So you don't hear all these little LinkedIn gurus and, I'm talking in front of a panel of people. I'm still making $40,000 a year, but I'm still talking in front of people, right? I feel good about it. I still have a job. You know the word job means phonetically, J-O-B, it means just over broke. So we can talk about that later. And I do, and I laugh about it because I love seeing these people trying to get into this and they really don't know how to, and they stumble and they break their legs on the way down. So if you go to cmycinc.com, click on House Flipping Academy, I'll take it from there. Most importantly, once you've read all about that, you kind of have, the brain links to where reality is, and you're sick and tired of the job and everything else, and you really, really, really want to get involved in this the right way? Oh, no, because you'll send me an email, you'll fill out the form, you'll make a phone call, you do something proactive, and you know what? Information is free. Doesn't cost you anything, but I'm going to tell you right from wrong, and I'm going to make sure that house flipping is a good fit for you, right? So all you got to do is make the call. Don't call me now. I'm doing a podcast. Save it for later. But I want to tell you that house flipping is amazing. It's spot on. And you know what? I can get up at 10 o'clock every day. I can get up at noon. Ask Kathy on the weekends. 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And then we kind of get into a car. We kind of mosey on over. And we hang out. We meet Victor. We hang out. Victor and I do a lot of work too. Love you, man. This guy, Victor, amazing. And all my other crew, Ashley, you got Kathy, we sitting there rolling floors, man. We're getting down and dirty, right? It's flipping fun. So if you want to get in the house flipping business, please go to cmycinc.com. I'll spell it to you phonetically. Christopher Moss, Y, unicorn, C, CMYC, Inc. for Incorporated.com. Go to the top, click on House Flipping Academy, and we'll take it from there, right? You got to make the first step. You got to read. You got to do everything. You got to send the information in. You got to make the damn phone call. If you don't, hey, enjoy that job. I'll see you when you're 70, and we'll talk about how you succeeded in life. This is a simple way, man, to get filthy rich, to make a lot of money. And you know what? One of these houses that you flip in the future, you might want to call that your own primary house. Hint, hint. Anyways, that's another story. But that being said, the House Flipping Academy is pretty dramatic, and it's a lot of fun. So don't be left out. So Aaron, my drywall guy, he's the painter, the drywall guy. He's kind of a jack of all trades. This guy is super talented. I might let him do my toilets later on. We've been talking about that, but I like to get dirty, man. You know, Eric, right? We got to put this stuff on our fingers and get kind of nasty. Ask anybody, man. I'm always pulling paint off my hands. I don't know why. Maybe I just love this stuff, right? So anyways, we're doing this house flip in Victorville. Just purchased a couple of weeks ago. And so far, Victor's already scheduled. The landscaping's getting done. Victor and I this weekend are going to be putting in the landscaping lights. I got a huge drill bit, Victor. It just came in today, buddy. And we got some garage remotes to make the remotes open up and down. And I've cleaned it all out. And the house has been gutted. Once you see the original pictures, you're going to go, oh, hell no. But trust me, at the end of the day, you're going to want to look at everything that we do. And you're going to want to do what I do. Remember, OPM, OPB, OPE, and OPT. Other people's money, brains, energy, and most importantly, you don't have a lot of, because I just figured this out, time, right? Time is of the essence. So the quicker you can get it done, the quicker you can get the house under your belt, the sooner you can buy another house. And your goal is to do 3 to 6 houses a year if you're doing it by yourself. 3 to 6 houses a year. You should be making anywhere between 50 and 100,000. If you're not, you're doing something wrong. Something's wrong, right? So to alleviate all those questions or problems, you're just going to come to me. You're going to go to cmycinc.com, click on House Flipping Academy, read all about it, get inquiring with me, send me an email, give me a phone call. I take phone calls. In fact, you can call me at 909-372-8787. after the podcast, and it's all good. Normally I get 10 to 15 different calls. People want to get involved, right? So that being said, you got to get involved. You got to learn the skill sets to get out there and get your flips going. And then you know what? You want to get together with a team like me, because check this out. We have all the realtors. We also have all the contractors. I'm a licensed general contractor, General B, hint, hint. So that's important, right? We do kitchens, bathrooms. We do total remodels. We can do tile. We can do flooring. We can do everything. Everything. But I'm just not going to buy a house that was burned. Even though that's good luck in some cases. In our case, I really don't want to do that. I want to just get it because somebody lost it, do a foreclosure, a short sale, or whatever it is. And by the way, if you're a real estate person and you know a bunch of notice of defaults or short sales out there, or people that are pre-foreclosure, give me a call, 909-372-8787. We want to buy that house cash. And we're not kidding. We want to buy it cash. So that being said, you can get all these things done through the House Flipping Academy and then some. I'm going to teach you from the ground up. So yeah, I know I travel a lot in my mind, right, when I'm talking. But there's just so many important steps you need to learn, and it's exciting and it's fun. So that being said, let's go back to the Victorville flip. We acquired this house for approximately $400,000. We're going to sell it for $580,000, right? And at the end of the day, we're going to make about $95,000 cash. There's going to be a check from escrow that comes to us in cash, and we're going to deposit that money. We're going to split it up accordingly. In 2025, mark my words, you're going to see 9 to 12 houses be flipped by our opportunities, right? You could be a part of that. So don't cut yourself short, right? Jump in. So we're going to take 9 to 12 houses and we're going to make a considerable amount of money, right? I'm thinking $1 million or more. So yeah, I got this 67 Nova SS. My brother Steve, he loves old muscle cars. So Steve, I'm talking to you. Can't wait to get that with a blower. That's going to be my little luxury travel car, you know, from home to work, work to home, just to say I have one. And then I'm going to get me a nice Chevy truck that I'm going to write off because it's white, 100% on my taxes. We can talk about those strategies too. And we got tax guys that you can speak to about different things. And all of this is part of the House Flipping Academy. We're not just going to say, give me $50,000 and I'll show you how to flip a house. That ain't how it works. We're going to put our money where our mouth is and we're going to show you. So this Victorville flip so far has got the landscaping prepped. You know, we got everything gutted out of the house. You know, we have Aaron just went in there and he's pulled all the electrical plugs off. He's taped them up and he's prepping for paint. So what he's doing is he's fixing all the little holes. You know, when I go into a house, I usually rip off all the, you know, the electrical devices like, you know, ceiling lamps. There was this huge, horrible one. Oof. This thing looked really, really bad. So I had to tear it down from the ceiling. I took all the lighting out of the master bathrooms and the other bathrooms. This house has 7 bedrooms, 3 baths. I know it's huge, right? It's just a smidge under 3,000 square feet up in Victorville, California. So what I did is now we're prepping it. And Aaron today is putting all the, you know, the kilts in different areas to make sure you get rid of all the possibilities of mold or whatever that may be lurking around or to hide some smells. And then he's going to primer the house and then he's going to paint it. Let me tell you the color that we're going to paint this. All the crown molding and all the baseboards, we're going to do them in gloss white. So they pop, right? The staircase railing has to be done in gloss white. All the walls, the interior walls are going to be done in a light gray. You know when I say this, light gray and white really pop, right? The ceilings are going to be done in Swiss coffee. That's between an opaque white and a gray. You're going to see the contrast. And in 3 or 4 different rooms, Aaron's going to put this darker gray into place to give us I call it an accent wall. So imagine walking in the door and you're looking at this really cool tile. You're like, wow, this house is beautiful. you got to see the lamp that I just recently purchased for this house. It's black, it's got crystals on it, and it's sweet as hell. So it's going to be a good contrast from the ceilings, the walls, and this accent wall that go directly into the living room. My friend Bob, who does, can lighting and texturing for me, went out there earlier just when we got it, and he put in 4 can lights, and he textured some spots that I really wanted to pay attention to. After that, Aaron went in there, and he's prepping this house up. He's getting it prepared for success, and once he paints it, he's going to prime it and do all the final touches prior to anything else happening. And in the same day, we had Alex go in there, and Alex just rips out the kitchen. You'll see these pictures, right? So the kitchen was kind of had a little greasy stuff everywhere, and I wasn't too happy. It looks like when these people left the house, somebody knocked on the door and they just left. I'm not kidding you. It's like, poof, they left the house. So, we had to deal with a lot of trash inside. That's all been mitigated, of course. And there were some, smells in the kitchen. You leave it abandoned for a month, 12 months, whatever, and it's gonna add up, right? So we had to get all that stuff out of there. So we've gutted everything. The can lights are up. The walls have been textured. Good old Aaron is in there right now doing all the prep work. He's going to be doing some drywall repairs in the kitchen now that Alex has destroyed the kitchen. And what I mean by that, you give this guy an idea and he'll demolish anything, right? He's actually going to put up the cabinets for us too in the backsplash. And he's going to make this kitchen look absolutely beautiful. You guys have checked out what we did in Riverside, right? Remember in the beginning how bland it looked? And now it's beautiful. And it's currently on the market with Paige for $1.3 million. Hello. Anyways, that being said, once the house has been painted inside, on Wednesday, as the landscapers are transplanting a nice palm tree from the backyard to the front yard, and I think Victor and I this weekend are going to put in some accent lights to make it look really cool, and then the landscaper can put in some sod and some really cool plants to make the front yard pop, right? We're going to do all that, and then this tile guy is going to come in and just clean everything on Wednesday, right? He's going to clean all the tile, take the additional odors out of the floor, and we're going to make it smell and look super beautiful. Aaron's going to come back right after that and finish up the ceilings. He's going to push the can lights back. We're going to put on some really cool light covers. And I'm thinking that I'm going to take away those switches and put paddle switches, right? So to give it that modern look, and with that new light that's going in the living room and the other, features that we have in the master bathroom and the other 2 bathrooms. Of course, we're going to rip out one of the bathrooms. It had a leak, so we're going to tear it out and put a tub in there and some tile work, and it's going to come out absolutely beautiful. So Aaron is there right now. This is kind of like phase 2. And Victor's going out there every day and kind of checking on the progress and stuff like that. And every day we get a thumbs up knowing that we're closer and closer to the listing date. And I want to have this listed on December 15th, right? So that being said, once we get it listed and then we give it over to our friend Annette at Quality Home Realty. She's one of the best of the best. She's in, I think, Alta Loma or Rancho. She's a very experienced person, and she'll take it from there. That being said, we're just going to put this place together and we're going to have some fun, right? We're going to put this place together and have some fun. So Victorville will be finished, and then the backyard will be taken care of, and some other glass work, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's a lot of work, right? So it's going to take probably 3 weeks to finalize this, and we'll be done. So this is basically a live podcast and YouTube feed right now that's going to tell you about the Victorville flip. And I've just exposed a couple of things to you. And after that, we're going to sell both those properties. We're going to buy 3 more. That's what we're going to do. You can be a part of that if you really, really, really put your nose to the grindstone, right? think of the right things, and we can help you. So that's it for now. Victorville is on the way. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Ashley, Kathy. Thank you, me, and everybody else that's involved in it right now for moving this house forward. And there'll be other things that are coming our way. So I'm excited to let you know about them. And 2025, remember, 9 to 12 houses we want to flip, and we want to do them right. We want to have fun. I want to get a lot of paint on my fingers, et cetera, et cetera. And, we want to do the right thing, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's it for now. That's the update. I can't thank you enough. And we'll see you soon. Remember, cmycinc.com. Click on House Flipping Academy, and we'll talk about everything else in the future, okay? My name is Christopher Moss. I am your host of the House Flipping Academy, of course, sponsored by the Energy Hour podcast, which I love to do. So if you're interested, give me a call, 909-372-8787, or send me an email, cmoss@qhiinc.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Energy Hour Podcast. If it's home improvements, real estate, house flipping, or just life in general, we're talking about it. It's our passion. And between Christopher, Robert, and Steven, they're your secret sauce to get you to the next level and beyond. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit the website at qhiinc.com/TEO. And we'll catch you next time on the Energy Hour Podcast.